Hey Ginger Snaps. Okay, someone asked me today while I was at work about roadside troubleshooting. I'm exhausted. Been working full time, baling hay, doing all the fun stuff. I have no time to sleep. Anyways. Oh shucks, your truck's stalled on the side of the road. What do? Well,
Panic. Oh.
no, you don't panic. Here's your T-handle for your water drain. Okay, do yourself a solid and tell little Susie you need her water bottle.
Sorry, Suze.
And you're gonna put that there because the first thing you need to do is see if you have fuel pressure. So please carry a multi-tool at all times. I don't.
One in the truck.
Yeah, or a pair of pliers because this valve is very stiff because you don't want it to leak. Okay, valve is open. Jordan's gonna hold the cup about like so.
God, I didn't know I was multitasking.
All right, and I'm gonna go just bump the key on.
It peed
Look
a
at
little
that.
bit.
Look at that. That would be your indicator you have no fuel pressure.
Okay.
AKA if you don't see anything come out of that. So now I'm going to open the valve all the way and make sure that this is going to actually do what I want it to for the demonstration factor because I have a different filter head. It's a stock appearing filter head, but it doesn't work like one on Casper, our friendly shop truck here.
There we go. Why is it green?
All right, so you see that? Your valve is open and the water separator fired and you have fuel pressure, so you can crank your little valve. It's okay.
Why is it green?
Diesel fuel's green.
Oh.
Everybody, I just taught my fiance something new. Diesel fuel's green. Off-road diesel fuel is red. Some of it's yellow if it's mixed with kerosene.
Good to know.
Okay, so you're gonna tighten this valve down. You now know that you have fuel pressure, but your truck still doesn't start. So you're gonna check something else. We're gonna get this bottle out of here because Jordan doesn't want to hold it the rest of the night. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
Unless you are really
So inclined.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to hold a bottle of diesel or the rest of the evening, it's fine. I hate these drains because I always put them in the wrong spot. Okay, drain's back. All right,
Okay.
something else you need to check.
It's in the door panel. How did I know?
Pump mounted driver, your 94 to 96. You have to have a good one of these for the engine to run. So, keep a spare in the glove box. You'll thank me later. So you're gonna look inside our little pump mounted driver here. You need to make sure there's a resistor. That's what the cream color thing is a resistor. This is a number 6. Okay. Something else you need to check. Don't mind me. Casper's PMD's been relocated. Stock, your PMD is right here. It's on the injection pump, and it is tucked way down here. This is the harness here, and you will burn your fingers trying to get to it. So, take your now beautiful PMD and make sure it is 100% plugged into the harness.
Say she starts.
So, you now know that your PMD is good. I'm gonna put this back on the one that's in the bumper, even though this is one that came off the injection pump, and it's probably the one calibrated to it. I'll replace this later. So, don't be like me and put this so far down here, it's kind of difficult to plug in. All right, plugged, seated. So your truck starts. You have fuel pressure. There are other things you can check. Is right here. Now, this applies for more than 95 and up, 96 and up. I apologize, I don't have an older truck anymore because I sold it because Casper's the G and I wanted to keep him going. So anyways, so here's your ECM fuse B, horn relay, straight out, 20 amp fuse. it's good. That's why the truck starts, it cranks over, does what it's supposed to do. Another thing also that you can do on the side of the road.
Now, Quirt, would you recommend for people to have a spare fuse?
Always carry spare fuses with you. Always carry a jumper wire, because if your oil pressure sensor goes out, you could jump from the lift pump to the ignition fuse A and turn it on, turn it off. So there's that. Another thing you want to make sure before you leave for any trip is that you have coolant. Not only you have coolant, start the truck, let it run for about 5 minutes, wear a pair of gloves, and burp the system. And make sure that your cooling system isn't full of air, because a blown head gasket will pressurize and it will blow the top off. So, or it'll blow the radiator hoses off, depending on the truck.
Blown head gasket is not a good.
No, so you want to check that. Other things you'll probably want to check is obviously make sure that your harmonic balancer / pulley down here is in good shape. We've talked about this before. Make sure that it doesn't have any give. You can tug on the belt and make sure the pulley doesn't slip left to right.
If it did slip, what do you do on the side
Replace
of
it.
What is
Shut the truck off
Okay.
and call a tow truck. Because
Got it.
if that pulley is moving, dancing, or if the harmonic balancer, the solid ring, breaks free of the rubber, sends the engine out of balance, and it can hammer the engine. You don't want that. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. So check your balancers before long trips. Other things that you can check, unfortunately, as it gets dark here in BFE, Michigan, check your injection return lines between the injectors. These little guys here, like I said, it's getting dark, unfortunately. So check those, not a big deal. So yeah, if you start to have a loss of power on the side of the road, or if you're towing, in most cases on a stock turbo, you'll want to check your vacuum pump, which is located down here on your 94, 96 and up trucks. It's down below the alternator. Below the alternator there. You'll want to check your wastegate, which would be here. As you can see, this is an S300 turbocharger, so there is no wastegate on this .88 housing. So that being said, there are a few things you'll check. If the transmission decides that it wants to find its way to second gear, check the speed sensor. The other thing you're going to want to start carrying around is get one of the phone app scanners. Get an tool. I think it's a C200. That's what I use. It can check your shifts. It can check your solenoids, glow plugs, glow plug relay. If your glow plugs are not firing, turning on in a timely manner, or if they're kind of short, take the master plug on the top of the relay and give it a good push. And make sure that they turn on. What else? Yeah, there's small things. Like I said, always start though with fuel pressure. If you have nothing coming out here when you turn the key on a 96 to 2000, oil pressure switch is bad. Get yourself a roll of wire, get a wire end, and that way you can splice onto the lift pump. Lift pumps are 30 or 40 bucks. They're cheap. Cut the ends off, power, use the stock ground that, run your power wire up to an ignition fuse. That way when you turn the key on, you have lift pump power. That will then send fuel out of your T-drain, like example A, allowing you to make sure you have incoming fuel pressure to keep the engine running happily. Another thing is, like I said, get yourself a handheld scanner. For 92, 93 trucks, same concept. Get yourself a roll of wires, just in case. Make sure that you can go ahead and get to the lift pump if accessible, because if it's running and it starts to get sluggish, 92, 93s don't have a prime function like this. So, that being said, you'll have to start the truck, let it run, crack this T-valve while it's running, and it will fill the bottle. If it does not fill the bottle, no lift pump. No lift pump, truck struggles. Same concept for a 94, 95. They as well don't have a prime function. So, like I said, or be preemptive. Get the relay harness like what I have here. Everyone can see the relay, hopefully. This is for the PT Wiring Solutions relay wiring harness that goes down to the lift pump. This truck has a FAS on it instead of a Carter. I ran a Carter for 5 or 6 years with 4601 with great success, but now I'm running a FAS because, well, I needed the fuel pressure. So that really is the basics, the gist of it. Another thing is carry road flares, carry a flashlight, carry a multi-tool or a pair of pliers or a small toolbox, and please get off the side of the road far enough to stay safe. So that being said, now you know some basics of roadside troubleshooting with your 6.5. Hopefully this helps someone out there that's either towing, hot shotting, hot rodding, or just traveling the country and needs a hand. Everybody, thanks for watching. Have a great evening.